Good evening and welcome to all of you. We will allow just some more people to come into the room and we will get started momentarily. Please bear with us. Good evening and a big welcome to all of you. My name is Taru Singhal. I'm head of IFA distribution here in the Middle East, and I'll be your host for the session today. I sincerely hope and pray that everyone is keeping well and staying safe. We appreciate your support and trust that you have placed with us. So a big thank you from all of us here at Zurich. The aim of this session today is to create awareness and to share experiences. We sincerely hope that we do not face any major technical issue today. If we do, I will truly appreciate your patience. Once we have tested to make sure that everything is functional, just want to remind you that we're working with technology and we just don't know when something could malfunction. So let me start the session by introducing our guests for today. We have two guests for you. We have with us Dr. Kachet Kinoyan. Dr. Kachet is our chief underwriter for life. I'm sure if you have a protection policy, chances are Dr. Kachet or a member of his team would have reviewed the application. What you may not know, however, is that our doctor is a holder of a degree in general medicine. He started his career in life insurance in 1996, and throughout the period worked with multinational, local, takaful, and reinsurance companies within the underwriting, bank assurance, and customer service function. He has pursued insurance professional development and achieved fellowship of the Academy of Life Underwriters and a fellowship of Life Management Institute. He has been in the Middle East for over 26 years and with Zurich over 7 years. He's here with us today to chat about the importance of financial protection. Our second speaker is Yasmin Yusri. She's certainly not a stranger, as she is a certified fashion stylist and an art director. In addition, she's a motivational speaker by life experience, a 3 times cancer survivor, bone marrow transplant survivor. She quit her 19 years of corporate experience in various fields spanning sales, banking, government sector, and pharmaceutical industry to pursue her dream as a fashion stylist and to inspire people that life is beautiful even after cancer. And if that is not enough, she's a TEDx speaker, a TV host, beside being a style coach. So a big welcome to you, Yasmin. So let's start our session with Dr. Kachet Kinoyan. Doctor, thank you for joining us. Could you tell our listeners what is financial protection?
Thank you, Taru. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining this webinar today. My name is Kachet Kinoyan, and I'm the Chief Underwriter in Zurich International Life Limited. And my goal today is to share with you a few tips to help you better secure your financial future. With the stress of all the expensive firsts that often come about during life, like buying a house, starting a family, or even purchasing a car, it's hard to even think about securing the future, especially for those people who are below the age of 30. However, working towards financial security doesn't need to be an exercise in self-deprivation. On the contrary, achieving financial security has some immediate benefits because financial insecurity can become a serious source of stress. So securing your future will at least relieve you from that part of your daily stress. While preparing for this talk, I wondered if there is any simple definition for financial security. So I looked through the internet. I searched lots of sites, and I noticed, or I liked, the following simple definition of financial security. It reads the following: financial security means having enough money to fund your lifestyle as well as work towards your financial goals. The major thing that captured my attention in this definition is when it says fund your lifestyle. Let's think about it for a moment. Who funds your lifestyle? The answer is very simple. You fund your lifestyle. So basically, you are the greatest asset that you own. But the other question which automatically follows is, how do you protect your greatest asset? Now, the answer is quite simple. Just like any other asset, to protect your assets, you need a proper financial planning and risk management strategy, including life insurance. But unfortunately, many people do not consider life insurance as means of financial protection. But if properly tailored to your needs and purchased at the right time, life insurance helps you prepare for life's various milestones and offers financial security in the face of uncertainties. Now, how can you determine the proper life insurance? How can you determine when is the right time for you to buy life insurance? Let's go together and have a look at different types of insurance. On this screen, there are three different types of insurance. If I go from down to up: health insurance, critical illness insurance, and life insurance. Health insurance is something most of us know. It is a kind of medical insurance plan where the insurance company pays to the medical service provider part of the cost of the medical services that they have given in the process of treating you. At the top, the life insurance. What is life insurance? A simple word, a form of protection that grants your family and loved one the needed financial protection to help them through the difficulty of losing you, of losing the breadwinner of the family. And the critical illness protection or insurance. This is a kind of insurance that not many people know about. However, it is becoming more and more necessary with the development of our lifestyle, with the development of medical innovations and expensive new treatments that are being introduced. But what does it cover? Unlike the health insurance or the life insurance, the critical illness insurance pays out a lump sum of money to you in the event you were diagnosed with one of the 35 or 36 critical illnesses that are defined in your policy terms and conditions. So why is it that the payment is made to you in person? Because first of all, you haven't died. You are alive, but you just suffered a critical illness. And many people would know, and I'm sure Yasmin will agree with me, suffering a critical illness does not only have emotional loss, but it also incurs heavy financial loss. When we talk about life insurance, as we said, we have to know the different types of insurance to be able to prepare ourselves for the future. We have in Zurich three major kinds of life insurance products. One of them is whole of life product, the other one is term, and the third one is decreasing term. Now, why is it that we have different kinds of products? Because, as we said, there are different needs, there are different kinds of protection people will need in different parts in different times during their life. What does each one do? Whole of life protection, the name says, it covers you for the whole of your life. At the same time, it gives you the opportunity to accumulate some saving, to accumulate some fund for your retirement. And this is a product that every individual should have because, I mean, you are protected for now as well as you are saving for the future. Now, the other two kinds of products, they are very important as well, but they give you a flexibility of selecting shorter period of protection based on your need. For example, you started a new business and you want to make sure that within the next 5 years, you have enough protection in case you died so that your family can keep on their life. Because you have invested all your money in this business, so you want to have some protection. So you can take the term insurance. The decreasing term, on the other hand, is a much better version of the term insurance in the sense that the amount of cover decreases with your needs. So, for example, if you have purchased a property, there is a mortgage insurance that you require. So the decreasing term will be the proper type of insurance to cover your needs. So basically, this is a very quick and general idea about the type of insurance. Definitely, there are other insurance benefits which are available: hospitalization benefit, the permanent total disability benefit, accidental death benefit, all of which are available, and more details you can obtain from us or from your financial advisor. I'll pass it back to Taru.
Doctor, thank you. Thank you for that. A very, very useful summary that you've given to us. Let me ask you a few questions that we have received earlier on during our session. What is the right age to buy insurance?
Taru, the right age. To be honest, there is no such thing as right age. Any age is proper to buy life insurance. However, there are many factors that impact our insurance, our cost of insurance. One of those factors is the age. The younger you are, the cheaper the insurance premium is, which means the cheaper the cost of insurance is. So definitely it makes more sense to buy insurance when you are young. Another factor which impacts the cost of insurance is the health. So the healthier you are, the cheaper you can purchase insurance. So basically, when you grow older, it's not a secret. People start getting obese, people start developing diseases, and the more diseases you develop, the more expensive life insurance would be. So the younger, the healthier you are, it's the best time for you to buy insurance.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So some of us feel like we're immortal. What is your view on that?
Well, I mean, nobody is immortal. Let me share with you, with the audience, a screen. This is our claims data for the years between January 2017 to December 2019. It's very simple. I mean, by looking at these numbers, you can see that the youngest life claim that we have paid was for a person at the age of 20. I died at the age of 28. The youngest critical illness claim that we paid was for a person who was diagnosed with critical illness at the age of 29. And the most shocking part of it is that we have paid, or our average age of child critical illness is 9. So I mean, if a 9-year-old child had a critical illness, I don't need to say more. You know, anyone can get critical illness. Again, if we look at some very famous people and people who thought that, I mean, they were ruling the world. They are boxing champions. Unbeatable Muhammad Ali. He developed Parkinson at the age of 40-something. So there's nobody immortal. Everyone will have at one point of his or her life disease or death.
Well said. Well said. Thank you. I'm sure this is a very topical question. So I think my personal favorite for today, COVID-19. Can you share with our listeners as to what is covered under COVID-19?
Well, first of all, I would like to say that our policies as Zurich International Life Limited company, our policies did not have any exclusion for pandemics. So basically, death benefit covered by any of our products is payable if the death happens due to COVID-19. And I can say that we have already paid a couple of claims. Now, the other very important benefit that was used during this pandemic is the hospitalization benefit. This is a very simple benefit which makes a payment to the insured for being hospitalized for a certain period of time. So we had also received many claims during this period for people who were hospitalized due to COVID-19, and they claimed for the benefit and they were eligible. Now, the critical illness benefit itself also doesn't exclude COVID-19. However, because COVID-19 is a new disease, it's not a defined condition in our critical illness defined diseases. But if a person develops an end-stage lung failure or develops end-stage kidney disease as a consequence of catching the COVID-19 virus, then it is a paid claim with no doubt, subject to meeting the definition of that particular condition.
Wonderful. Thank you. So my next one is customers are reluctant to go to a medical facility. However, they're still keen on buying insurance cover. What are the options that we as a company provide for those customers?
Well, I'm really very proud to say this, Taru, but we are in the region the only company that took a very quick action, especially for people who are applying for mortgages and they want to finalize their mortgage deal, but they are waiting for their insurance to be approved. We introduced something called tele-interview, where people don't have to go for any medical examination, whereas our nurse will be calling them and conducting the interview over the phone just to facilitate and speed up the process of issuing the policy. In addition, we were the first company in the region to launch something called Office and Home Nurse Services, which is, for example, someone wants to buy insurance. They are not willing to go to the clinic because they're afraid that they might, come across the virus in the clinic. Our nurse, fully equipped with a PPE, will be visiting the client at their home, and they will be carrying the examination. I mean, we were at one point unable to offer this service just because there was a lockdown all over the UAE, but this service is now available back, and we are using it in our daily work.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. Okay, a personal question from me. I am personally diabetic and also hypertensive. Can I still get life and critical illness cover?
Yes, this is a question that people ask a lot, and my answer is yes and no. Why? Because when we assess a risk, when we underwrite a case, we take into consideration the overall picture. A person who is now 50 years of age, and he was diagnosed yesterday or 1 year back, is a different risk than someone who is 50 years old but was diagnosed 20 years back. Another factor is what other comorbidities are there. Does he have a heart attack in the past? Does he have obesity? Does he have lipid problems? Or, for example, does he smoke? All these factors will impact our decision. Another factor is the degree of control. I mean, someone could be having a very well-controlled diabetes by only using one type of medication, whereas others would be having to use 3 or 4 types of medication, including insulin, to just get into a moderate level of control. And the last but not least, which is one of the very important factors, the complications of diabetes. I mean, if someone has already developed diseases of kidney or neurological symptoms or started to lose sight, they already have developed very severe complications of diabetes. These cases are treated differently than other people. So it's case by case. Yes, we can insure people, provide them life insurance and critical illness, and no, sometimes we don't because of the particular case.
Understood. Thank you. Thank you for that. I'm sure a lot of our listeners have got this question as well. How much life insurance and critical illness should one buy?
Well, this is a question which has always confused the insurance industry because everyone thinks that they are worth millions of dollars, regardless of
Hmm.
how much income they earn. It's a natural human thinking, but basically the amount of insurance that someone should buy depends on several things. First of all, depends on the income, how much
Hmm.
income you are currently earning, depends on your current expenses. So how much you can save from after spending all those other expenses, as well as how much you need insurance in the sense that what are your liabilities, what are your obligations. If you have a family of one child, you are having different liability than having 3 or 4 children. If you have just purchased property, then in addition to having the need for your personal insurance, you will also need insurance to protect your mortgage. So there is no such criteria which says this is the golden rule, this is how much you need. There's always discussion, there's always financial evaluation, and based on all the financial planning, the coverage amount can be decided. But definitely,
Perfect.
each and everyone needs minimum type of insurance.
Wonderful. Thank you. So the next question I have is, if a customer has undergone a heart attack or even cancer in the past, could they still get critical illness? What are their options?
Well, for heart attack, the critical illness itself is very difficult, I would say.
Hmm.
Uh, the option that we have for people who have had previous heart attacks is the cancer only cover protection. So it's another
Perfect.
benefit similar to the critical illness, but it doesn't cover all the critical illnesses. Instead, it only covers the cancer. And if I share with you the claims that we have paid,
Please.
looking into what is the major claims payment that we had, you will see that the cancer cover itself is as important as the critical illness. Now, the
Perfect.
other question about the cancer survivors, yes, definitely we can insure people and provide them with a critical illness. It depends on the type of the cancer. It depends on the severity of the cancer. It depends when is it that they were declared to be cancer free. Now, in some cases, we can go after 1 or 2 years, we'll tell them, yes, you are eligible for cancer protection. In other cases, it will need like 6, 7, 9 years maybe. So it all depends on the type of cancer and the severity of the disease. But definitely, we do offer cancer. Sometimes we might offer it with an exclusion to that particular kind of cancer, but it is possible to offer, yes. Let me just
Got it.
show you the
Please.
claims figures. Just bear with me, please. Yes, if we look here, uh, for the death benefit, 27% of our death benefit claims were paid because of death due to cancer. 38% was due to heart attack. If we go to the critical illness benefit, we can see that the 48%, almost 50% is for cancer. And if we
Mm.
go by gender,
Mm.
for life benefit, 44% is for males due to heart attack, whereas the 51% for females is cancer. And the shocking
Mm.
is the amount of 80.24% of critical illness
Wow.
claims paid for female were due to cancer.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for that, Doctor. So the next question is, how can one buy Zurich products then?
Well, we are 100% intermediated business and distribute our
Hmm.
products through banks and different independent financial advisors network. Now, COVID-19 happened, and we were quite quick in finding, let's say, different solutions, trying to help our clients to make the process of purchasing the insurance as simple as possible. We have launched something called the Your Life product, which is an 100% online product. By answering 2 questions and paying the premiums over the internet, the person can get protection. Even for the other kinds of products which are sold through the bank partners or the independent financial advisor, there were lots of changes implemented, lots of virtual meetings and accepting documents through email in order to make it possible for everyone who needs insurance to be able to obtain that protection.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. Last few questions now. We keep hearing comments that insurance companies don't like to pay claims. How true is that?
Well, if we don't like to pay claims, then we shouldn't exist, actually, because the purpose of an insurance company is to pay claims. Now, let me share with you again. I like this claims data because, to be honest, we are the first insurance company in the region to publicly, show our claims information. So if you look at this slide, between 2017 January until 2018 December, we have paid $111 million in claims. The largest death benefit we paid was 10 point something million, and the largest critical illness benefit we paid was $1 million. So, I mean, there is definitely some kind of claims which we don't pay, and that's basically because of, for critical illness, for example, the condition that is claimed for does not meet the definition. Or another very common cause for not paying a claim is not having been told correctly all the information that we asked at the time of applying for the policy.
Fair comment, doctor. Thank you for that. So can someone claim for benefits even if they're no longer living in the UAE, Bahrain, or Qatar, where they could have purchased the plan?
Of course, our products are portable. Again, if we look at this chart or at this map, here are different countries where we have paid the claim for people. We know that in the Gulf, in the GCC countries, people live here temporarily. So eventually they will have to go back to their home country one day. So that's why our products are considered to be portable. As long as you are paying the claim, the premiums for your policy, it will remain in force. And this map basically tells the audience that where we have paid claim in this last 3 years.
Wonderful. Thank you, doctor. Very useful. Last for you. Why should one consider buying insurance from Zurich?
Why should someone buy? Okay. Now, I mean, look, Zurich Middle East itself is part of the Zurich Insurance Group, yes, which is one of the largest insurers with over 130 years of experience and presence in 215 countries. We have been in the Middle East for over 30 years, and we have over 500,000 policyholders. We have been chosen as the plan administrator for the IFC Employee Workplace Saving and winner of Middle East Life Insurance of the Year for 2 consecutive years in 2019 and 2018. And we have paid, just like I showed you, more than 110 million claims in the last 3 years. Do I need to say more?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much, doctor. Thank you for answering those questions, doctor. Let's now invite Yasmin Yusri to basically tell us her life story. So thank you very much for joining us today, Yasmin, and I really look forward to hearing your inspiring story.
thank you, Taru. It's really my pleasure to be with you and to be a guest in this special webinar with Zurich Middle East. And thank you for the lovely introduction. Maybe a lot of people, they asked like 19 years corporate life, and I left all this experience, and I shifted totally my career. I started working since I was in college. I'm graduated from economics and political science, Cairo University, back in my country, Egypt. And as you said, I have worked in a lot of sectors and different sectors, which emphasized my experience and my culture through all the sectors that I have been working with, the governmental sector, pharmaceutical, multinational companies. For my stories, it's whenever I keep on like telling my story about fighting cancer, it's like I find it like kind of funny. Some people, they are like, I know some people, they were going to be shocked how funny to have like fight cancer 3 times, because whenever the first time I had diagnosed with cancer, I was like around 25 years old. 2007 was the first time I was diagnosed with cancer, and I was like changing my job from a company to a company, and I discovered that I had cancer through the medical checkup, the normal one that we already have whenever we go from a job to another job. So it was like, for me, it was like a shock, because I was very, very young. I was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma. I think a lot of people, they might know this type of cancer. Hodgkin lymphoma in four different places, or 4 different organs, and I had the protocol, the chemotherapy for a year the first time. And then after 5 months from the first time, from the last chemotherapy, I was diagnosed again with also Hodgkin lymphoma, and it was much aggressive. And I went through a radiotherapy, aggressive chemotherapy for a year, and a bone marrow transplant for a month, isolated. Then 4 months I was quarantined in my home. And then the third time I have been diagnosed with cancer when I was again changing my job to another job, and I was having my regular checkup, and I was diagnosed the third time. But try chemotherapy pills so that I can live my life normally, and to move on with my. It was like, it went well. I have been like since 2013 till now, I'm clean and clear. I'm starting a new phase in my life. I find like cancer is coming and knocking my door. It's like, okay, I'm here, and you're going to have a break from your life, and you're going to fight me till and then go back to your life. So it's like, it was weird for me to have 3 times cancer in only 5 years. But beside my experience in corporate, or the experience, this was a very, very big experience in life for me, the fighting cancer. And whenever I talk to anyone, or whenever I speak, I have like speeches, I say that I owe cancer a lot, because without cancer, I haven't been or I haven't been Yasmin, who is now with you, or the one who decided to quit the 19 years and to pursue her dream. And that's it. can't hear you.
Taru?
Taru?
Hi,
Yes, Taru, are you there?
Yasmin, I was saying that thank you very much. I mean, it was a very mesmerizing to hear about your strengths. I just hope and pray to God that you don't get and no one that we know or don't know share it, because not everyone has got the strength that you have demonstrated in terms of fighting it. It's the sheer will. So, linked to that, I have a question for you. What is the secret of your strength?
To be honest, first time I was diagnosed with cancer, I wasn't that strong girl or strong person back then. Actually, a lot of people, a lot of family members, they were like, they believed that I'm not going to make it, and I'm not going to survive. Since then, the second time I was stronger. The third time I was much stronger. That's why I said that I decided with the doctor that we're going to have chemotherapy pills on my own responsibility, not going to a chemotherapy sessions or again bone marrow transplant. So I started to believe in myself more. I started to believe that cancer can be cured, and it doesn't equal death as everyone see or believe that cancer, whenever they have cancer, they got panicked. And I believed in myself, and I'm turning to a person who loves to accept challenges, especially the life challenges, which needs much more strength from us to survive and to face. That's it.
Thank you. So, what is that one learning that you would like to give our listeners about fighting critical illness, something like cancer?
Never lose hope. And as I said, like, cancer can be cured. We know that some cancer diseases can be diagnosed in a very late phase. Yet, I always like say to people who come to me for an advice, either for themselves or for family members or for friends, that to never lose hope, to stay strong, and the most important thing is don't waste time in the denial phase that I am having cancer. Accept the reality and try to act proactively so that you can be cured anytime, and try to think outside the box, not to keep on imprisoning yourself or you corner yourself in that I have a cancer and that's it.
I think a very important thing that you said there, which I think I've read it somewhere, which is something on the lines of make reality your best friend. There's no point hiding away from reality. It's about when you face reality, you need to work out your options. One last question for you, Yasmin. Looking back, could you have done something different to fight this battle?
Actually, not. As I said, I learned a lot from this experience. Maybe the thing is like, don't waste that time in the denial phase, and to be more more serious. In the first time I was diagnosed with cancer, I was still not that serious about the cancer and about the therapy and everything. So maybe this thing, to be more serious about myself, to take care of my health much more, and don't, as you said, don't hide away from the reality. This is it. It happened, and I had back then to face the reality.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Yasmin and Dr. Kachit. Very insightful and motivating thoughts that were shared today. So I'm now left with the one last slide, which I'll just click on. Just to give one last message from all of us here at Zurich. So we at Zurich are committed to helping individuals protect themselves and also their families financially. We want to ensure that people are aware that every risk can be covered and mitigated, if not eliminated. The pandemic has definitely taught us one thing in life, which is life is uncertain. And the only thing that is in our hand is to be prepared. We at Zurich want to empower you to take charge of the financial well-being for you and your loved ones and ensure to be ready for life. As we move into the recovery phase, we recognize that people still need quick, easy, and affordable solutions to secure their financial family's future. So, as Dr. Kachit was saying, we've introduced solutions like Your Life, where you can cover for as little as 2 dirhams a day, all this without doing any medical test and within 5 minutes, all completely done online. This allows you to efficiently address the protection need. This is currently only for the UAE residents only, and this is just one of many solutions that we offer. We have a range of needs-based solutions which can be tailored to your specific needs and expectation. For that, we encourage you to speak to a financial professional to get a deeper understanding or to have a look at our website to get started, which is www.zurich.ae. With this, I'd like to close the session today. We wish you a pleasant, safe, and secure summer and a bright future ahead. Thank you for joining us, and we will be in touch. Thank you.